so excited to talk to you about Inside Out 2. Now, for those of you who don't know, Inside Out holds a very special place in my heart. The first film was my very first red carpet. It was my first trip out to LA for this career. And it was also my first time leaving my children. So as you can imagine, that opening sequence really hit me hard. Now we are 10 years later with Inside Out 2, and oh boy, all right, listen, this movie hit me so hard because Riley turns 13. She's 13 now. She's dealing with puberty. She's dealing with anxiety and envy and embarrassment and ennui. And my daughter turns 13 later this month, okay, at the end of June. And there's so much I could relate to. Not only having been a 13-year-old girl before, but having a daughter who is going through that now. There are many moments, I'm trying so hard right now, by the way, not to tear up. There's many moments in this movie that really, I was like, oh, I feel this like in my bones. There's so many incredible moments in this film. Now, I've got to say, will younger children enjoy this? Of course. It's a Pixar movie. It's absolutely beautiful. The animation is gorgeous. They actually mix several different animation styles at times. You know, kind of like in the Trolls movies when like Poppy's explaining a plan, it's a different animation. Things like that, okay? And I love that they do that. And they all look gorgeous. It's incredible. I think it comes out so beautifully, and you must see it on the big screen. And children are going to be, you know, taken by that. And they're going to like the story. The story is cute. It's funny. Like, it's really funny. There's some very great laugh out loud moments. My press screening, everyone was cracking up. And then by the end, everyone was crying for the most part. Most people were shedding tears or very close to it. So yes, younger children are going to enjoy this movie. That is just 100%. That's truth. They are. But I think it's going to really resonate with those who are slightly older, with teenagers, with parents of teenagers. There's some moments in here that are absolutely for the adults and for the older audience. 100%, because we get it. We've been there. We feel it. There's certain lines. There's one line Joy says about halfway through the movie. I am trying so hard not to cry because I was like, girl, yes, I get this. I get this so hard. I feel this in my bones. But then towards the end, there's this moment in the third act that absolutely is going to hit home for people who deal with anxiety, okay? It is 100% going to, people are going to be, oh God, I get this. This was for me. To visualize this and put this on screen is so meaningful. And I hope that it allows children, adults, anyone who deals with this stuff to maybe find ways to cope. I mean, listen, Inside Out has done such a great job of like putting our emotions on screen and being like, this is what is going on in your head. You have all these emotions. But here's the thing about Inside Out 2, and in Inside Out 1, we learned sadness is important, right? You can't have joy without sadness. And so in Inside Out 2, you realize there are all these other emotions that you really do need to deal with, right? You need them all. You need all these emotions to be you. Just be you, okay? Whatever your emotions are, be you. And that is so important. As someone who is extremely emotional and yes, sometimes gets comments on here or just even in person about how emotional I am, I'm learning, that's me. And like, if you don't like it, that's too bad. This is me. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I am an emotional person. I cannot help it. And I don't want to hide it. I want to be myself. And these are the lessons that Inside Out 2 teaches. A couple of things to address. I know several people have asked me over on Twitter or on Instagram DMs. People want to know if you notice the voice changes, because fear and disgust are voiced by different people. I mean, I guess you kind of notice them. You know they're voiced by other people, but it's not going to bother you. You kind of get over it almost immediately, and it's really not a big deal. I think they do a great job. The entire cast does a great job. Listen, Maya Hawke is phenomenal. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Anxiety and joy are absolutely at the forefront of this film, just as joy and sadness were of the first one. But everyone gets their time. Everyone has their moments. There's a lot more time with the core emotions, a lot more time with anger and disgust than we got in the last film. And then, of course, we still have anxiety and envy and ennui and embarrassment, and they all have their time too. Now, the beginning of this film is extremely strong, okay? I had seen the first 35 minutes up at Pixar. I have a video talking about that here when I was there for the long lead press day. So going into this, I had already seen, a third of the movie. And from then on, a little bit after that, maybe 5-10 minutes after that, it does start to get a little, I don't want to say messy because that's not the right word, but it goes through waves and you are flashing back and forth between two different sets of emotions and the real world. So it kind of feels like a lot and you're having to play catch up a little bit. But by the time the third act rolls around, guys, it's so good. So it doesn't really take away from the movie as a whole. I'm just, the second act is the weakest of the three, but it is not necessarily bad. Like I said, this movie is funny. It is emotional. It is entertaining. It is going to hit you. I see it again tonight with my whole family at another screening, and I am bringing many tissues this time because I feel like all of us are going to be in our feels. And that is not a bad thing. Allow yourself to feel, guys. There's so much in this that you can relate to. I mean, all of us have been teenagers, right? For the most part. Some people might not be teenagers yet, but they're going to be. And so I think it will touch to being a teenager, no matter what your gender, you know what I mean? So I think that most people will be able to relate to that, especially if you deal with anxiety in any way, shape, or form. I think that this one is really going to touch you and really, really hit you. It's fantastic. Something else someone asked me is, are they going to address why the adults do not have these other emotions? You will have to wait and see, but there's definitely something that touches on that. So when the movie ends, which is so good the way it ends, my God, then there's a little thing played during the credits, and then there is an end credit scene. It's a cute, funny end credit scene, but I definitely recommend sticking around for it. So listen, I really had a good time with this movie, and I had a hard time. It felt like therapy. I feel like I went through some therapy, but in a good way with Inside Out 2. You guys let me know if you're excited for Inside Out 2 down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.